Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? We rewrite the rules. The countdown has begun. The show starts. 10, 9, 7, 6, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And boom. I like that explosion at the end. Just subtle explosion, you know. Finally, it's Friday.
Yay.
And we're a day closer to the opening ceremonies and the first day of fishing in the Big Rock Blue Marlin tournament. Weather this time is looking pretty good. The anglers and their big old boats have been arriving. The Moorhead waterfront, at what is known as Big Rock Landing, will be all abuzz by this time next week.
Yes.
Good Friday morning. I'm your less than lovable and honorable host, Rayford Brown, and this is Live and Local Real Talk.
And good morning. I'm Rayford's sidekick, the one that keeps them aggravated all the time.
Oh, no. I do that by just looking at me every morning in the mirror.
Stop talking. He mutes me all the time.
I know. When do I ever mute you?
Mm-hmm.
What?
Like now. Stop.
Oh. Tomorrow, the Kelly Wagner Lady Angler Tournament should be exciting. Ladies far and wide and a lot of local faces will take to the seas, hoping to bring home the big blue marlin. A question? I've never asked this question. I don't know. Suppose one of those ladies hooks into a monster bigger than any of the fish the teams hope to bring in next week. In other words, the lady angler might have the big fish before the tournament begins. Is her fish eligible for the big buddy?
I wondered that too.
I'm sure it's spelled out in the rules, and I'm going to guess that no, because the tournament actually doesn't begin until Monday at 9 a.m. I just don't recall hearing it discussed. But wouldn't that be ironic? Wouldn't that be that, bring in 1,000-pounder during tomorrow?
All right. The Kelly Wagner Lady Angler Tournament is one of the largest ladies-only billfish release events in the world.
It's a release?
Right. All blue marlin,
okay.
White marlin, sailfish, and other billfish.
Oh.
But I've seen them bring in dolphins. Oh, is it the only game fish weight are dolphin, tuna, and wahoo?
Well, the dolphin, if you all don't want the dolphin,
right,
I'll take them.
Right. But, I asked, it says, yes, the Kelly Wagner Lady Angler Tournament is designed for anglers to catch and release marlin.
Well, that's good.
So if they catch a marlin, they release it. They have the videotape and all that.
Well, I haven't paid that much attention to it in years. So
it earns points in the billfish release category.
Well, that's good. And then, of course, they can fish the week next week, too.
Right.
And I'm sure that they will mark the spot where they release a big one.
I would put flagging that somewhere.
I would just time
GPS
up.
or whatever.
I'd time up out there somehow or another.
Yeah, Monday starts the big boats.
Yeah, and
the big teams.
And I'll check with Captain Randy.
Yes.
And see if they're going. I hope he's still going to be doing it. He's done. The kind of like the play-by-play for years. He does what he does during the tournament. He works the radio connections between tournament headquarters and the boats out there.
Right.
They use a big tower, and
I still have it on my phone. The app.
And they talk to those guys. Whoever hooks up, as soon as they hook up, whatever boat it is, it calls in. All right, Cap Randy, we're hooked up out here. Yada 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 yada. And then of course, if it cuts off, they load it or whatever, then they give all that information. Now, one of the things that the fishing starts at 9 a.m. on Monday. And each day you have to bring all your lines in at 3 o'clock.
That's right.
The captain will tell you, Captain Randy will say, all right, now bring the lines in. All the lines come in and tournament's over for the day, except if you've already hooked up. it's kind of like dribbling. It's kind of like where you got the football in there and the clock runs out. If you got the football and it's in play, you're good to go. The fisherman with a fish is hooked up, and it's it's an honorable thing. If it you can't lie about it, so they quit fishing. But if you're hooked up and you can fish, you can bring that fish in.
Take
and
as long as you need.
sometimes
Right.
those things take an hour or more. The bigger it is.
I remember them coming in at midnight.
Oh well, they've come in at midnight because they had a broken down boat.
They brought in a
And
marlin
they
that
brought in
way.
fish.
Right.
So that's happened. That happened in the Cape Fear tournament too. I used to go down there all the time. So,
Yeah. I'm just looking at the list of boats, and some of the regulars: the bill collector,
yeah.
builder's choice.
I remember
Here's the
that
Costa Rican. Yay.
one. Yeah. You know about that one.
I don't see Catch 22 listed yet, but I understand that he is fishing.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's interesting.
Right.
I don't know what time the deadline is to sign up. But,
I have no clue.
we for some of the large tournaments where we had to pay quite a bit of money to enter the big king mackerel tournaments.
Right.
And you could save $20 or $50 or whatever by signing up a week or 2 or 3 in advance. What happens if the weather goes
Let me
really
see.
bad on you, or you don't feel like fishing it or something?
Let's see what our sports editor said. He said,
Ah,
I said Catch 23. Did I say Catch 23?
I hope you did.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what I was saying, Chris, that I was told they were in it, but I don't see them listed yet.
Yeah, well, we'll do some double checking.
Yes.
Anyway, that's going to be happening. That's going to be big news, and for next week, especially on the Moorhead waterfront. If you want some excitement,
I'm sorry. He said I said Catch 22. Well, there is a Catch 22, but not a boat. Thank you, Chris. Good Lord. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Picky. But if you want to have some excitement, just pick a day and that you can get off early and slide on down there to the waterfront. You get there early because you're going to have to walk if you don't. You might park in Wilmington and walk if you want to, but go down there and just have some fun. Watch when the big fish come in. And a lot of them will time it so they can come into the right, there's a big crowd there too. And watch them come in really proud and back those boats right in there, that, 40, 50, 60, 80 footers. They'll back them into that slip like you would not believe. And
That is so much fun to
sometimes
watch.
that's a chore if the wind's blowing. But hopefully we won't have too much of that.
I love watching that too. Those great big old boats, they come in
They
and
know how to do it.
they come right up and then they stop and then they come in backwards. And sometimes I think they're going to take out the dock and they stop
Just
like an inch.
nick of time.
It's just, I didn't know boats had brakes.
They don't, to put them in forward.
Like,
I hope those of you like us who are residents of Onslow County and perhaps the city of Jacksonville as well, like we are, were able to listen yesterday to Jacksonville Mayor Sammy Phillips in the 7 o'clock hour of this show and County Commission Chairman Tim Foster and Vice Chairman Robin Knapp at 8 o'clock. If not, take some time. If not today, if not right now, over the weekend, take some time and play the show back. If you want to just play back at 7:30 when the mayor came on, and again at 8 o'clock when Robin and Tim Foster were on, you can and listen to those guys. You will get a lot of information. I was proud of them yesterday. They had a lot of stuff. We weren't here.
Yes.
We didn't intend to badger them. That wasn't the intention. But they've been catching a lot of grief, and we were looking for answers to the questions that we have. And unless I've been led astray, y'all have had the same questions out there, because that's all I've heard. Oh my God! For the last
stressful
month or so, we asked the questions that you have been griping about on Facebook and with us on here and on out in public. The cool thing with these guys, in a short period of time, they were able to communicate. They had a chance to not only answer our questions, but to explain the processes they deal with when working on their budgets. it's not as simple as, you and I planning a household budget. We think that's complicated, and we just generally throw our hands up and say, well, when we run out of money, we'll quit buying, right?
Right.
That's generally the way a budget works for me. But these guys have to plan, and they have to. That's not just this year's budget they work on. Whatever they do in their budget processes for this year, this coming year, whatever is there, is also setting the what's going to be happening in the following years, because they use the budget we're currently in. That was used as a model for next year, because a lot of the stuff they did for the past year is the same stuff they got to do for the coming year. They finesse it, they fine tune it, they add to it, they take away from it, but they use it.
Right.
So whatever they're working on now is going to be used as a basis for coming years.
That's right, because they may not use it this year, but it rolls over into next.
That's the way it is. This year, through nothing in particular that they've done, not anyone's fault, some issues have come into play that made this year a little more challenging. All right. Still, with 3 weeks to go before the budgets have to be turned in, they have to be signed, sealed, and delivered. Nothing is carved in stone yet. This is unusual. Normally, it's pretty well sealed. It's ready to go, except for a signature and maybe some last minute, let me finesse this little thing. But this time, the whole thing is in question. They can't really sign off on it yet because they don't know what's going to be happening out of Raleigh. There's a thing that's going on, and it's a complicated mess. And is that a pretty good political description? A complicated mess.
Yes.
Yes. That's what it is. And they're working on it. They're working on it with our state legislators. And our state legislators, there are 4 of them. One of them is sort of a part-timer. He's got a very small sliver of Oslo County. But he's involved.
That's right.
The other 3 are involved. But it's not just them. What they do and whatever comes out of the entire House and the entire Senate. And those 2 houses have to agree for our budgets to ever get anywhere before we can finish the mess. On top of the budget mess, on top of all that, the city has its hands filled with something else, a big old pile of poop that could, unless changes are made to correct what this council had nothing to do with creating, sort of, the city could face legal entanglements with the way the so-called ward system is operating and has been operating. Apparently, according to some high-ranking folks, not our people, those in Raleigh, we're illegal. We're illegally operating. A lot more will be coming on that. Hopefully, the big ugly budgets will be in the rearview mirror before the council can have to address this mess. Okay.
Well, I look at it this way. Once we get through decision making on the ward versus at large in the city,
and the budgets,
and once we get through the budget negotiations and adopt a budget, everybody needs to take a deep breath, go camping together, sing kumbaya,
there's snakes out there,
roast some marshmallows, and let's all learn to get along.
I'm going to wash my hands of it.
I will say, and I'm going to take some heat for this, but I do not know what the context of the communication was between our elected state representatives in our county and city. Do not know. I know a lot of people are now shifting the blame to our state representatives.
At this point in time, it does not make any difference.
It does not make any difference. We've not heard from them. We've not heard their side. To lay blame right now, let's just all work on it.
You've got 3 weeks to reach before the deadline is up. And They got to have it done. Playing
need.
Playing the blame game at this point in time is useless.
Well, our elected officials up there in Raleigh, we need them.
Yes, we do.
Let's not alienate them,
That's
please.
the other thing.
Because there's going to be things come up that we need to say, hey.
And they're going to say,
will you help us?
we can put that, we can assign a committee to that, and it'll be in committee forever.
But Rayford, there was such an outcry from a lot of people in Onslow County that wanted, when Phil Berger introduced this thing about a moratorium.
You and me.
Yeah, well, we sat here saying, yes, we want a
I thought it was a
moratorium.
great idea.
Yeah, we thought it was a great idea too. Now we hear different things that may have resulted from doing that, which I didn't understand at the time. But yeah, I was on that bandwagon. Yeah, I'll put a moratorium on it.
All right.
Let's see.
Go forward. The big fire on Marine Boulevard Wednesday afternoon left Furniture Plus, a large furniture dealer here in Jacksonville, totally destroyed. It's a total loss.
I went by there yesterday.
Oh, God, I passed through it by too. Investigators are trying to determine where and how that fire started. Preliminary reports indicated it spread to the showroom from the warehouse Wednesday sometime after 1 o'clock. Firefighters from Jacksonville, Camp Lejeune, and 8 volunteer fire departments from across the county responded. 5 firefighters were treated for injuries. Chief T. Tallman told reporters that the brisk winds, the dry conditions hampered their efforts to bring the blaze under control. Everything is so dry, it burns like,
Kindling.
Is it?
And what is furniture?
What we call fat lighter.
Right.
Furniture is wood and got lots of varnish and polish and all that sort of good stuff on it, which burns real good. Firemen were on the scene through the evening Wednesday night to put down inevitable hot spots that sprang up. Investigators would like for anyone who may be able to better determine exactly where the fire started or what time to contact the Jacksonville Fire Headquarters. If you've got some information, if you saw it at a certain time, if you made a note of, happen to see some smoke, where it was, and yada, 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 contact the fire headquarters.
Yeah, we were talking about yesterday. I brought it up yesterday. A lot of people making ugly comments on socialist media, as you call it.
Yeah,
there's a lot of people that depended on their jobs there.
Oh, yes.
The Popkins have been leaders in the community for a very long time.
Family.
Right. It's a family-owned business. There's a lot of people that lost a lot of things in this fire, and we need to think about that. I know one gentleman that I know, Vox. He has a moped, which he rides to work back and forth. He's also a DJ on the side. And he lost his helmet in there, his laptop, some other personal stuff that he had. And he was doing a video. He said, well, I'm going to go home on my moped and I don't have a helmet, so we'll see what happens. But I felt so bad for him. But, there's Victor Morgan works out there. Yep. I mean, he depends on that. You've got the Popkins. You've got other employees. That was their paycheck.
It's a tragic loss for the community.
It is a tragic loss for everyone.
And not to be cruel, but you do know that it's just a loss of the tax base, too, that just occurred.
Yes.
Whatever the value of that property is, it comes off the top of both the county and the city.
Well, I'm going to tell you, when I passed by there yesterday and looked at the warehouse behind, it was a pile of charred debris. And I was like, and the store is complete total loss. Yep. Windows broken out. You can see nothing but black when you look at it. It's just horrible. Yeah. I'm just very happy that no one was seriously injured. Yes. Now, I heard on the news this morning, so I cannot confirm this for sure, but I heard there was still a fireman in the hospital this morning. Yep. So our best wishes go out to them, too, everyone.
All right, let's take a look at the weather. The marine forecast looking towards the big blue water as the weekend begins. High pressure is moving in behind a departing low pressure system, allowing for a typical warm season pattern through this weekend. In other words, it could get hot. Might be some unsettled weather by early next week. Not that bad kind of weather, just some, heavier seas. Today, out to 20 nautical miles, northwesterly winds 5 to 10 knots, seas 4 to 6 feet. Saturday, southwesterly winds 10 to 15, seas 3 to 4 feet again. Sunday, southwesterly winds 15 to 20, seas 4 to 5. Monday, a bonus report for next week, beginning of the tournament. Southwesterly winds 15 to 20 on Monday, diminishing to 10 to 15 in the afternoon, 3 to 5 footers. When the winds are from the west or southwest, the fishing
is
best.
That's
Okay.
right. Can't wait.
Yeah, it's going to be good.
Tuesday. Today. I don't know.
The other day, yes.
The other day, today. Sunny with a high near 90. Calm wind becoming west 5 to 7 miles per hour. Tonight, increasing clouds with a low around 65. Saturday, mostly sunny with a high near 92. Swansboro area will be much cooler for Military Appreciation Day. Saturday night, partly cloudy with a low around 67. And Sunday, mostly sunny with a high near 94. Who turned on the heat?
Brr. They turned off the air conditioning is what happened.
And Chris, it lists no heat index, so you just have to wait.
There you go.
Looks like late Monday into Tuesday, we may get some showers. Okay.
Here at the studio, it's still chilly outside, 60 degrees, 99% humidity. That's been rising all morning because it was down at 64% earlier. Right now, barometric pressure's holding steady at 30.01 inches. We've had no rain.
No rain.
It's calm outside. We had some 2 mile per hour winds earlier, looks like from the west-southwest. So next to nothing so far. That's going to change. It's going to pick up a little bit. Our ham radio team, we had a bunch checking in this morning. Of course, starting out with Lee. She's the first one that grabs the microphone.
I
when
try
call for her
to,
this morning. This is KR1GXD.
Feed dogs and get dressed. If I don't get in there quick.
Yeah. Then I have to get busy and have to go. I got to take breaks to go take care of critters here too, because they don't all get up and want the same thing at the same time. You know,
Oh my!
they're on their own schedule. You know, Prince Charming over there, he does what he wants to do when he wants to do it.
He's happy he's got a place to lay today.
Yes, he is. But Lee, over there in the Woodlands, you had 57 degrees at 5:35 this morning, 86% humidity, 30.13 inches of mercury, no wind, and nothing in the rain gauge. Nobody had anything in the rain gauge. Ward, Cedar Point, 64.8 degrees, 80% humidity, 30.19 inches of mercury. He said the winds were from the south running about 5 to 7. And he said his rain gauge was dry as a bone. I've heard that expression, but I just don't quite know what it means.
Is that where they get bone broth from?
Dry as a bone. I don't know. Richard up in Jones County, 57 degrees, 89% humidity, 30.14 inches of mercury. You're welcome. Visibility was 10 miles, southwesterly wind about 2 miles an hour. It's not a wind, that's a breeze there, I guess. And he said it is also very dry there. Ken in Onslow Bay, 57 degrees, 74% humidity, clear. And the only rain was coming from his sprinklers because he had to put them on to water his garden. He's got his yard. He's got fresh seed all over his yard, so he's trying to get a lawn started. Joe, over in the Borough, 58 degrees, 94% humidity, 30.12 inches of mercury. Clear, calm, no rain. Over at Emerald Isle, Joe sent us a picture, which we got posted by now, right? Up on Facebook?
Yes, we do.
Joe, into UBI, is our buddy. He sends us pictures each morning because after he leaves Swansboro, where it was 58 degrees, 94% humidity, 30.12 inches of mercury, clear, calm, and no rain, he goes over to Emerald Isle to walk.
Yes.
So that boy gets up before 4 o'clock, I think.
He's
Around 4 o'clock, he's up and about. So he catches the first light, and we got one entitled First Light up there this morning. Good picture, Joe. But at Emerald Isle, it was 63 degrees, clear, and the ocean had a little slight chop to it as compared to yesterday, but it's still kind of on the calm side. James, over in Bladeboro, reported 61 degrees, clear as he made his way towards Wilmington or towards New Hanover County somewhere. Michael, 60 degrees and clear. He's up in View, in Cruz, Virginia. I wanted to say Clear View. I said, Lord, no. He is in Cruz, Virginia, not Cruz. Crew, C-R-E-W-E, Virginia. Dale over in River Bend, that's up the river around the bend, up New River, 55 degrees, 97% humidity, 30.01 inches of mercury. No wind, no rain. And Randy in Southwest, riding a golf cart this morning. Boomer, his doggy, 53 degrees, 99% humidity, 30.12 inches of mercury. Bill checked in this morning. Yay, Bill, back Catherine's Lake. I passed by there yesterday. In fact, I had to stop at the stop sign because I said stop, and I did. And even though there were no police there, I stopped anyway. How's that sound? Because you're supposed to do that. But the lake had a lot of water in it, it looked like, so that's good. Bill's lives around the Catherine Lake area, and 62 degrees it was there. Thanks to our team there, the Amateur Radio Club, Oslo Amateur Radio Club. And we meet tomorrow morning, by the way. If you have an interest in ham radio, you just want to see what it's all about, what we're all about, you're welcome to stop in. We meet at the Onslow Emergency Operations Center. I don't remember the address on it. Everybody else does. When you get into the Commons area, just look up in the sky and you see a big old antenna. The tallest antenna you see, drive around until you find it. You can drive right up to it. It'll be, the entrance is on the right, and just come on in and you go into the meeting room, and we'll welcome you. Not a problem. Introduce yourself. We'll ask you to, and if you have an interest in ham radio, talk to some of the guys. We're always available to have a chit chat. We call them rag chews, but we'll sit there and we'll shoot a rag with you until see what you're about and see what you might want to get into. And speaking of which,
yes,
I saw I was apparently not the only boy coming up. Where's my radio? It's in the other room. I got to bring that in here. An old Hallicrafters radio. Did y'all have a Hallicrafters radio?
What is that?
It's a brand name.
Never heard of it.
It's a shortwave radio.
Like RCA back in the day.
Oh,
you know what you're talking about.
This is a shortwave radio.
Right.
You can listen to people around the world. My dad bought one. His parents had one. My granddaddy had one. My uncles had them. Everybody had a Hallicrafters radio.
Hallicrafter?
Hallicrafters.
Hallicraft.
And I've got one that was resurrected, and it was the same model that we had back then. And there's a guy that go to YouTube and just search for Hallicrafters. It's an interesting story about him. Because he was involved in a whole lot of stuff, particularly during World War II. And kids grew up with what they call the S-38. S-38 Hallicrafters radio was probably it was the most popular radio of its time. You could get AM radio on it, but you could listen to people around the world. I listened to John Kennedy on shortwave radio when we had the Cuban Missile Crisis.
Right.
That's the first time I heard it pronounced Cuba.
Well, it says a Hallicrafters company manufactured, marketed, and sold radio equipment, and to a lesser extent, televisions and phonographs beginning in 1932.
Yep. Yeah.
Chicago.
Yep.
They were based in
Chicago. They did a lot of ham radio. My first amateur radio transmitter and receiver were Hallicrafters.
Well, eBay has some for sale.
I'm sure they do. I found one. I've got pictures of it in a junk shop over in Burgaw. I didn't ask the price on it, but it was such a bad shape. I probably should have bought it. It was the stereotypical. The one that I have was made, it looks like a wooden finish. It's plastic or whatever.
Yes.
But it looks like a wood grain because my mom thought that would look better in the house than this military looking thing. Little did she know that not long after that, I would be with the military looking stuff. But anyway.
Tom says it sounds like if you're going to cut the grass today or tomorrow, make sure you cut it high due to the lack of moisture. Thanks, Tom. I'm cutting mine today.
Yep. Yeah, if you cut it low and as hot as it is, and particularly with no moisture, you're going to get down there and you're going to have some brown spots in your yard.
Like my neighbor, that person that came out and cut theirs, they scalped it. And I'm like, good. Well, and I want you to know, I told you this earlier in the week, my moles are back.
I know.
So I put down the poison to kill the grubs. You have to do that first. and you wait a week or two. And then yesterday I got the mole repellent, so I have to start that. They're not bad right now, but I'm seeing some. And I'm like, no, you're not coming back. You're not coming back. But the stuff I put down last year supposedly is supposed to last for several years. They lied on the package. They lied.
Yeah, probably.
The moles are back.
That's the way it happens. Okay, 2 inmates
Oh, yes.
in the Vance County Jail are no longer there. They slipped away this week, seemingly unnoticed. Detention officers later found video of the pair as they just walked away untouched. No big master plan. It seems they may have seen an opening and took advantage of it. Michael Lewis Miles Jr. and LaShawn Knott. They're described as being armed and dangerous. Apparently, the pair of inmates were associates when they were arrested on drug and gun charges and sentenced together, play together, do your time together. But for you and me, especially me, Mr. Miles and Mr. Knott, if you're by any chance listening, or any of you folks are relatives and you know where they are, give them a call and tell them to come on down here. I will surrender. I'll make a deal with them. You surrender to me and I will turn you in. And when I collect the reward, because there is one on Mr. Miles, who's 33, and Mr. Knott, who's 21, there is a reward. But if you surrender to me, I'll give you 25% of the reward money. Surrender to me. You surrender, you're not going to get anything. You surrender to me, I'll collect the reward, and I'll give you 25%. And I'm not like you guys. I'm honorable. I will give you the money. There's no honor among thieves. They say that. But
hopefully they're heading north and not this way.
I hope they come this way.
No,
Come here.
No.
I got a place for you. I'll feed you while we wait.
Well, it was Henderson, North Carolina, which is one of our northern counties. So hopefully they cross the line over to Virginia. Not that I'm sending Virginia bad people to you. It's just like the further away from us, I'm happier.
Well, they got enough.
Yes.
Not bad people. All right, Arkansas judge. This one's interesting. Has dismissed the murder charges against a local sheriff candidate.
Saw that.
He's also an Army veteran.
Mm-hmm.
He was accused of gunning down a man who he says sexually assaulted his teenage daughter.
Yeah.
Aaron Spencer is the man of the hour, initially charged with second-degree murder in the fatal shooting of 67-year-old Michael Fosler in Lonoke County, Arkansas, back in October of 2024. Those charges were thrown out yesterday and Tuesday this week. The judge cited law enforcement's mishandling of dash camera and SD card evidence from Spencer's truck. Spencer is the accused killer. And then he said, adding a dismissal is an extraordinary and extreme remedy in any criminal case, but it's justified in this case. They screwed up the evidence. They can't find it or whatever.
How convenient.
And the defendant, the sheriff's candidate, says, that proves exactly what I'm saying. It was done in self-defense. Okay. The judge ruled that the loss or destruction of the internal SD memory card of the dash camera has adversely impacted the defendant's ability to defend himself pursuant to these defenses and thus his right to a fair trial. Tossing it. You're free to go. In case you're having a bit of a heartache over this, Fosler, he's now the dead man accused of this attack, had previously been charged with numerous sexual offenses against Spencer's teenage daughter,
Right.
same daughter, and was out on bond at the time of the shooting. I mean, dude, are you stupid? Not anymore. Ironically, or maybe it should be labeled only in Arkansas, Spencer in February, while under indictment, emerged as the winner of the Republican primary for Roanoke County Sheriff after defeating the incumbent, in which he vowed to reform the county's law enforcement agency. Wow, you cannot make a story up like that anywhere. That sounds like a tale of fiction.
Yes, yes.
I can see a Hallmark movie on the road. Here we come again.
I don't remember. Is he back on as a candidate now?
Yes, he's on. He's won. He's won the nomination.
Yeah, I thought he had dropped out. I wasn't sure.
No, he's running wide open. He is the winner of the Republican primary.
For sheriff.
For sheriff.
Right.
And he was in the sheriff's jail.
Well, it's a mystery that all the evidence disappeared, but...
Well, that's just strange.
Well, I've seen it in a lot of court cases, especially one up there in Massachusetts.
Have you seen it when, and this is true, this is the way it happens, the bigger the city, the more this crap that goes on. The evidence boxes, they call them, they've got regular cardboard boxes like you can put files in, you can buy them, they're made for this purpose. And they just got them on racks. They have evidence technicians that supposedly know where all this stuff is. But any officer can go in and check out a box and take it with him to go through the evidence. Is the evidence inventoried? Yes, somewhere, maybe, perhaps, likely, could be, maybe not. All of the above.
Right.
You don't know who's going through it. When it leaves your custody, the evidence technician's custody, you don't know. You know who's got it.
Right.
But you don't know who is going through it with him.
Well, let me tell you.
Nothing illegal about it.
Big news lately to Karen Reed. She was found not guilty of striking her boyfriend with her vehicle, causing his death. She was found not guilty. Now,
the woman that ran him down.
What?
She ran him down, yeah.
She did not run him down. They have got scientific evidence showing the car never touched him.
Oh, really?
Yes, that was a lot of the reason why. I mean, it's a long story, but Wayford, most of the officers from the Canton Police Department and some state officers that were involved in the investigation of that case have either been terminated, resigned, or retired. Now, the lead investigator, Proctor, is his name, Proctor, he got fired from his job. He was with the Massachusetts State Police. He was the lead investigator. He got fired. Well, the family of John O'Keefe is suing Karen Reed, civil suit.
Wrongful death.
And which is not going well for them whatsoever. But the defense was able to get copies of text messages and phone calls from way back from Proctor's phone. And he's not the only one. There was other officers involved with text messages that were also involved with the Karen Reed investigation that had been fired, terminated, or resigned, or retired quickly. They have got text messages that Proctor sent talking about other cases about wanting to plant coke.
Oh, my.
Calling, it's like there's this one, it goes.
That does not go well for you guys.
I'm going to tell you what, the defense has got those texts, and it shows many cases where he talked about setting up individuals that were charged with the crime. And and other officers involved in all this cover-up.
This is not common, folks.
No, it's not. But I'm going to tell you what. You talk about yesterday. I watched.
How can they do this with multiple agencies, different agencies involved?
Well,
state police, and
Proctor
police,
and a couple others that worked for the state were assigned to the Canton area, and they became involved in the case. And I'm going to tell you, you talk about some corruption. And I hate to say that because you always want to think that your law enforcement agencies are above par. This was a corrupt department, and it was corrupt officers. There was one young lady, Sandra Birchmore, that was murdered. They have now learned that she was murdered. They first ruled it as a suicide, but she was dating one of the police officers up in that area, and they have got text messages from the officers investigating this case that ruled it a suicide, but since then it's been deemed a homicide because it was by a police officer who's been arrested for it, charged with it, not going. I have text messages from some of these investigators. She was just a retard. She was just that. She was just, I'm going to tell you what, you talking about corruption. And I think Karen Reed's going to come out on top because she is now suing the Canton Police Department, the Massachusetts State Police, and several other key figures in this because it was a poorly run investigation. And I feel like, in my opinion, first of all, they did not do a good investigation. And I do believe that evidence was planted. So we'll see what comes out of that.
Something wrong in the place.
Yes. Oh, now you were talking about candidates. Somebody that we've not talked about at all is this Graham Plattner.
Oh, up in Maine.
He's a Democrat, and he is running for U.S. Senate. He's in Maine.
Yep.
Well, this man's got a lot of scandal on his
Ms. Collins is
closet.
the senator, but she's a left-leaning Republican senator, right?
Yes, yes.
She's a
Well,
Republican.
yeah, we'll get to that in a minute, but there's a lot of senators that are declining right now to say whether or not they're supporting this Maine Democratic Senate candidate.
Well, he's got a lot of problems.
I noticed yesterday when Schumer was questioned about it, he said he would not directly say, yes, we're supporting him. He just kept saying, we're going to win the primary and take out Susan Collins. We're going to take out Susan Collins.
I think that, aren't they supposed to support their candidates?
Well, yeah, not always. But anyway, Graham Plattner, he's a 41-year-old former Marine. He is running for that U.S. seat. His latest controversy in the public eye involves sexually explicit text exchanges with multiple women that surfaced publicly while he was married to his wife, Amy Gertner. She's the one that came forward with him. The Maine candidate, the state of Maine candidate, also has an active profile on Kik. It's a private messaging app associated with casual sex and anonymous encounter. So we've got that. The app lacks proper identification methods that have led it to enable child predators to share inappropriate material. Not saying he did, but that's Kik.
This is involving kids or just?
Well, the app itself is a general sexual type encounter app, but it also has led to enable child predators to share inappropriate material on their app. All right, his profile, Fussell 0331, has been active since 2016.
I don't know where Fussell came from.
And I don't know, it's like a hustle, P Hustle. Maybe it's P Hustle.
P Hustle.
Yeah, and he's trying to say, oh, well, he had that a long time ago. He deleted the app from his phone, but he never deleted his account. And boy, it goes in and into a whole bunch of stuff. But he had a tattoo on his chest that was a Nazi symbol.
He did?
Yes, he did. But he's claiming that when he was in the Marine Corps, him and another guy went on a drunk, and he went and got it, and they thought the tattoo was really cool. It wasn't the actual Nazi.
Was it the Iron Cross?
It was something like that.
Okay, the Iron Cross has been debated as whether that's Nazi, total Nazi or not.
Right.
So
Well,
it's been one of those things.
He said, we just thought it looked cool and we got it. So since then, he's had it covered over with other stuff. But he's got a lot of prior stuff on social media where he was like, down with the police and all this other kind of stuff. But he's got a history of some very anti-American posts and a lot of questionable personal things that he's done. But right now, the news is all about him.
So he's running against Susan Collins.
Yes, he is.
Yes. She's the Republican.
She's a Republican. And it looks like he's going to get in there. But he's got some deep, deep-rooted scandals going on here. So Shoo-wee.
It's politics. It's, they're, I, as much as I hate to say it like this, they're human beings. The people that are running for office, the people that are in office, they're human beings, and they all have. Do you think they don't have the same frailties, the issues that the rest of society has? No.
But how often have we said, Redford, if you plan on running for elected office, you better clean your act up?
Yeah, it should have been.
Social media is going to get you.
Sometime between now and 40 years from now, before you decide to run for office, those drunken idiot nights that you had,
They'll come back.
They don't come back to haunt you because somebody somewhere has saved it in their stupid computers that those moments of stupidity. It's there for everyone to see when the time comes. Whoever's got the money will get to see it and display it, distribute it, and say, hey, look what this idiot did. And you want to vote for him?
Now, somebody was saying last night on one of the major news networks, I believe it was Fox, and I believe it was Sean Hannity. He was talking about a plot to get Plattner in there and let him resign shortly thereafter, because it would be up to the Democratic Party of that state to replace him, and that they would replace him with something.
I started that rumor. I started that rumor some time ago.
Talk about. He's an oyster farmer. How do you farm oysters?
With a mule and a plow.
You're not right.
No, sometimes Northerners do things differently in their terminology. You know that. Speak a different language.
Right. Well, I mean, oh my gosh, what is this? Maine candidate, state of Maine, because it sounds like you're saying my main man, Maine candidate.
That is your main man.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, not mine. Says his tattoo recognized as Nazi symbol has been covered. Yes. He said he got the skull and crossbones tattoo in 2007. That's what it was.
Pirate.
When he was in his 20s in the Marine Corps, and it happened after a night of drinking.
Is a skull and crossbones, or is there a Nazi symbol?
He says a skull and crossbones, which is depicted as a Nazi symbol. Since then, he's had it covered with a dog and whatever.
Skull and crossbones was a pirate thing, I thought.
Says, amid the frenzy, another Democratic candidate released his own shirtless photo to show off his arm tattoo of former President Barack Obama's campaign.
What is this thing about?
Why would I want to do that?
Why do male candidates get up there and strut their stuff? Throw their shirts down and they just come out. Look at that idiot leader over there in, what is it called? Russia? Riding the horse?
Oh, yeah. Bareback.
Bareback and bare-chested.
I was like, oh, it did not appeal to me.
No, well, it didn't appeal to me either. Never would. But I mean, what's the purpose of that? Because those pictures that are taken are done professionally with his permission.
Was it AI? No, if it was AI, he would have looked a little better, I think.
It's not AI.
I think he would have looked a little better if it was AI.
They didn't put Photoshop on that one.
No. That was like, ugh. Anyway.
We got a gentleman in here, but
we have.
I've got something that I stole.
And I will say real quick that Chris Miller will be calling in a few minutes, so we're going to take his call before we jump in and talk to Pastor John.
I want to do this because this might impact some of our conversation with the pastor.
Oh no! Please, we need some Jesus in this studio. Please don't ruin it this morning.
Bring it on.
I like that. Bring it on.
Please don't ruin this.
We were talking about things young people could
Where's
learn.
My cross? I don't have one. Go ahead.
You're going to like this.
Okay.
Remember on Wednesday with the good doctor?
Yes.
We were talking about stuff that young people could learn when they deal with older people, like their grandparents, their neighbors, doctors, teachers, whoever. The older among us have done a lot of stuff. Just getting by in the ever-changing world that we live in is a feat. It's not easy at times. And definitely an accomplishment that we are, when among ourselves, we're proud of. We get together when a bunch of old people get, you know what, here's what I did. What did you do? And the smallest things are big to us. That load of wood out there, that's a big deal for me.
Oh, yes.
For other people out there, that would have been nothing.
Absolutely.
For me, it took me an hour to load that stuff because I kept taking breaks.
That's right.
But I got it done.
You didn't have to go out and buy
this
it.
greenhouse out here.
Right.
The other old guy, he's not as old as I am. The 2 men in a winch thing.
Winch. We're talking mechanical winch now, guys.
Yes, electrical.
We're not talking about Lee or anybody else.
But anyway, we moved this big old greenhouse ourselves.
Right. I know. I was impressed.
As young people, preschool through early teenage years, you have such an opportunity to get more of an education in history, psychology, politics, just life in general, growing plants, gardening.
Yes.
Simple things. But the only way you can learn about this stuff is to have real conversations with these older members of society. If you're lucky, you'll reach this age. And like us, you'll marvel at how much the upcoming generations just don't really know about life around them, and you do. Came across this note that was publicly posted on a social media site that I found very interesting, written by a guy named Matthew Brooks. He lives in Texas, and he lists his occupation as a consultant. Starts out with, attention Walmart. He writes, so I'm at Walmart and the only checkout line is backed up. And I overheard a Walmart associate, say to another person, oh, they're just too lazy to check themselves out. When I turned to look at the line, I got furious. Everyone in that line was well over 70 years of age.
Oh, no.
And he said to the man, you listen here. He called him Mr. 20-something. You're a Walmart associate. These folks are the backbone of this country. These folks are not lazy. They were not born into a computer generation. While you were playing video games and learning to navigate a computer, they were working in the cotton fields and cotton mills, plowing fields and harvesting crops. These lazy people can still work circles around you, and they have a work ethic and drive that you probably know nothing about. Just because someone doesn't feel comfortable using a self-checkout does not make them lazy. And before I forget it, these lazy people pay your blasted salary. Instead of you and others walking around being judgmental, someone could have offered to help them on the self-checkout. If you ever have to get your vegetables from the ground one day instead of the produce department at Walmart, guess who you're going to need to get help from? These lazy people. Be careful of the toes you step on today. You've heard this one before.
Yes.
They might be attached to the butt you have to kiss tomorrow.
Ooh. I like that.
It fit right in with what we did earlier this week.
Excuse me.
So, and I bet you the good pastor can comment on it because I heard him oohing and ahhing over there.
Yeah. It's like we were talking about the abuse of senior citizens and
Absolutely.
the elders.
Yeah.
And, they once were the ones that, growing up, we looked to our elders for education and for knowledge.
Yep.
And then as they get older and we get older, we're like, take that attitude, like, you don't know what you're talking about, blah, blah, blah.
Well,
and it's a shame.
When they right, I badger them on a regular basis.
Right.
We do call.
I badger you.
Justifiably.
You badger me.
But I'm looking at the what you said the other day. You were unloading or loading something.
I was actually I just pulled in the driveway and my trash can was still sitting outside. Yeah. And Lord forbid you let it sit out there past a certain time. You're going to get a visit. So I was walking towards him. He was probably middle school age on a bicycle. Let me get that for you, ma'am. And I said, well, it's okay. Don't worry about it. He goes, me do it for you. And we had and this Chris Miller calling, we had a great conversation. I was very impressed with how polite he was. And it meant a lot.
See, those are the people that we really think that Mama and Daddy did something right.
Did a good job, Mom and Daddy.
Okay.
Very polite young man, very, very talkative in a nice, it was a great conversation.
Well, those that stop to help you, those that stop as you're getting out of your car and have to walk across the parking lot
Right.
and trying to dodge the traffic, there's zip, zip, zip.
Right.
Those that stop and wave you on,
Right.
they're nice.
Yes, absolutely.
And to be honest with you, when I was in Wilmington, that didn't happen. They gunned you down.
There's a 5 points.
There you
Put it
go.
in drive, hit the gas.
And I think a lot of that is because we got young Marines here.
Yes.
And we're lucky. We're
Yes, we
blessed to
are.
have these young people here. And
They
they're
are.
taught right.
Yes,
they
they are.
They will learn.
That's right.
What they do with it after the fact
appreciate
is
them.
going to be up to them. But they will learn. They will get whatever is necessary.
Well, we have our most famous and favorite sports editor on the phone,
I would-
Chris Miller.
I would try to do it, but
I don't
I
even
can't
try.
do it. So forget about it. Hey, Chris, what's up?
Hey, good morning, my friends. How's everybody doing?
Morning.
We're kicking around here. Not real high, but we're kicking.
Rayford, you're kicking and screaming.
I'm kicking with a what?
You're kicking and screaming.
Kicking and screaming, Rayford.
No, if I'm kicking, somebody else is going to be screaming.
Oh my goodness! Look what you
And,
started.
and Rayford, when you're not kicking and screaming, you're bellying.
Yeah. Well, the cool thing about finding somebody that's been knocked down today, I don't have to raise my leg nearly as high to kick him as I used to.
Yeah, just get those golf clubs from Chris Marks and you can beat people with a club.
Yeah, you go. I got my Buford Pusser pickaxe handle over there.
We did get a phone call from Secret Service on that. We didn't answer though.
Nobody's home.
Mm-mm.
What's going on, Chris?
What is happening in area high school sports?
Well, I think we are officially done with everything. We had two lady high school soccer teams get to the state finals last Friday, and they played hard, but unfortunately they fell short. Dixon fell short 2-0 to Hickory, and Jacksonville fell 1-0 to Charlotte Catholic. So great seasons nonetheless for the Bulldogs and the Cardinals, and they'll be back next year. And we are officially done with the spring sports season. So Rayford, y'all were talking about the Big Rocks, so that the Lady Angler tournament starts this weekend, and then the main tournament starts on Monday, and so it's there'll be last year's tournament was pretty slow because of the weather, so I'm sure everybody's excited for a good tournament this year.
Yeah, it should be huge, and hopefully, well, I know that they've staked out their territory, and I know they'll be running. Pretty sure there'll be some boats running up off Cape Hatteras, so that'll be interesting.
Oh yeah, and I tell you what, we talked about this before. The Big Rock Blue Marlin tournament has certainly changed over the years. Number one, just from a competitive standpoint, it always drew quite a few number of boats. But I remember when the tournament purse was just a smidge over $1 million, and they were very proud of that to begin with. But there wasn't the and I don't want to use the word cutthroat, but I remember there were days where the live day was pretty easy on a Saturday. You could they would stop fishing at 2 p.m. and you would get a hold of the winning crew at the docks near Morehead City, and then they would have the party around 6 or 7 that evening. But now, the last several years, since the tournament purse first moved up to $2 million to $3 million, I think now it's like $5 or $6 million. There's times where they'll still fight that fish for hours and hours, and they won't bring it in until Saturday at midnight or later, and then so that's why they moved the celebration party to Sunday, because everything kept on going in overtime.
Yeah, they're still fishing. They'll fish until the last fish gets in. As long as they're hooked up by the end of the tournament, whatever the cutoff is, either 2 or 3. I think it's 2 o'clock on that final Saturday, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's 2 o'clock. I think they go from 9 to 3 during Monday through Friday,
Yeah.
and then on Saturday I think it was 8 to 2 if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, something.
Yes, you're
Okay.
correct.
All right. So that's good.
That I do know. And catch 22 is catch 23. I do that all the
He's
time.
added 1 to it. That's okay. It's all right. Don't worry about it.
Right.
It's okay.
But but it's it definitely has changed, like I said, from a competitive standpoint, but also from a business standpoint. And the number one priority is obviously the charities that the Big Rock contributes to
Yes.
in Morgan City and Eastern North Carolina. So kudos to them for for maintaining that positive story. And then it's definitely changed between the merchandise, commercialization, and things like that. So it's a whole big conglomerate.
Yeah, it brings a lot of business to the community. Just people observing and being there. But the boats have to fill it with fuel, and they're there. They don't eat on their boats. They're going to go out to eat at the restaurants, and they're going to eat well too. I will tell you that.
Mm-hmm. So, and here's our annual public service announcement that when we refer to dolphin fish, we're not talking about flipper.
Yes,
We're talking about dolphin.
I'm talking about
Mahi.
flipper. Flipper tastes good.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember many years ago covering the Big Rock, and they brought in a mahi, aka
Right.
dolphin fish.
It's a
And
dolphin.
somebody was getting upset. What do you mean they're catching dolphins? That's cruel. That's cruel to the dolphin. And we're trying to explain to the person it's not. We're not talking about flipper. We're talking about mahi.
That's right.
Call it El Dorado if you want to, because that's what they're down in the islands
So
and
good to
Mexico and
me.
wherever it's known as El Dorado.
Yep.
Okay.
So, we'll hopefully next week we'll turn out well, and then Rayford just today's June 5th, so high school football season, the first day of practice I think is it's usually August 1st, so
Right.
you have a couple more months before you get to.
I know. I was just looking at their first game. Jacksonville plays West Carteret at West Carteret, August 21st.
Okay. So
Then we come back
that's
home.
the first game, right?
That's the first game. Then we come home, and the following week we play Northside
On the 28th.
on the 28th.
Okay,
Yes.
sounds
I
like a win.
sent you the schedule, but as
Who did?
usual, I did. I sent it on the Teams. Y'all don't pay any attention to me. It's okay. It's okay. It's fine.
It got lost in the mail.
But Chris, if you end up deciding, hey, that you're talking to two male people here, we'll discuss that. But if you end up deciding that you do want to do a story from Big Rock Landing, let me know, and I'll be your junior assistant, and I will come. I will hold your camera and your clipboard for you. Whatever it takes to get up front, I'm there for you.
What a smooth.
Yeah. Well, I mean, believe it or not, we used to have to kind of be there all before
Yeah,
technology
you did.
and internet and everything. You had to be there all day, and it wasn't necessarily fun. You had to be there because you never knew, and the only time that you really knew somebody was coming in is if you hung out with the former media person Bruce Paul, but you'd have to be there all day, and it was kind of boring.
Well, the boats don't even stop fishing till what? 4 o'clock is when they bring up the lines. 3 o'clock.
Yeah.
3 o'clock.
3 o'clock.
Yeah, and then it takes them a couple hours. Why would you want to be
Well,
there
first of all,
all day?
at 10 o'clock in the morning, if I hook up fish, those guys are professionals. They can tell you how much that fish weighs. If you hook a 900-pound fish at 10 o'clock in the morning,
You're heading in.
I'm coming home.
But first of all, it's going to take you at least a couple hours, if many more, to boat that morning, and then it's going to take you a couple hours to drive back in. So
And then you start
But back in.
on the radio. Once you put it out there on the radio, everybody's going to know it because
Yeah.
everybody's listening.
But I remember my first couple of years. You'd have to get there. And then because they weren't really updating their stuff online. But for the last maybe 15 or more years, it's been a lot easier because of social media and things like that. You don't have to sit all day there. But I remember you used to have to sit all day there. And
Yeah, you
like
do.
it wasn't really fun.
Well, the thing about it is, if you want to get a good parking place near the dock, you need to go during the day.
Mm-hmm.
And then go find some place to sit and enjoy and eat and drink.
Or get yourself a bag and put over the meter, or put over a sign, put your name on it and say no parking.
It might not work
So,
too well. That's like
we'll see how it
hogging
goes
the
next week.
chairs on the cruise ships.
All right, sir. I want
Thank
you to
you,
have a
Chris.
great week here. Have a good day and gooder tomorrow.
All right, you too, my friends. We'll talk to you
Thanks,
next time.
Chris.
Bye.
And that was our famous and fabulous and our favorite sports editor with the Daily News,
Mm-hmm.
which you can follow on X, Chris Miller at JDN
That just
Sports.
sounds like a dirty place.
Well, now that's how I keep up with a lot of, I mean, especially during football season. I'm sitting there while he's out on the field. He's also posting other schools. So that's where I get a lot of
I was on. I'm sorry, I got on this site. I thought I was on X. I did not know I was on Triple X.
kick, not kick. Wow, we have somebody wonderful that I've known for a long time.
And
I'm looking away in the
and-
studio
and
today.
it's-
We have Pastor Jim Jarman.
it's kind of odd that he was here on time.
He came early.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like the normal mail.
Well, Jim, the name of your church, we were trying to decide this morning, is that Agape or Agape?
Agape.
Agape.
Okay.
it's
Agape
awful
Family
rich.
Life Church. Life
Life.
Church.
Left?
Left. Oh,
Agape
my
Life.
gosh.
Family
I'm
church.
going to
Hey,
start
Gabe
with
left church.
Agape
Take a left,
Family Life Church.
Yes.
That's right here in Onslow County.
Yeah.
How long have you been preaching?
Over 24 years.
Wow, 24 years. Woof. That is a long time. Long time.
But it didn't have the mail get any faster, did it?
Would
It
you
did not.
stop? Referring to the mail, his father was my boss.
Mhm.
And we referred to Mr. Jarman as Red Jarman.
Yes.
Sure.
And he was the postmaster of Jacksonville for many years. And we sure miss him when he left us. He was the best boss ever. Every morning he'd come out on the floor, and we had trays of mail piled up higher than we were. And, we're just in there throwing the mail, trying to sort it. He's like, "It don't get no better than this." Every day he would say that, and we just turn and look at him with our eyes like, the side glance, the side-eyed glance. Yeah,
That's
he
where
got
you
one of
learn,
those.
isn't it?
But we loved him, man. He was exceptional, a great boss. But anyway, so what's up with you today?
Well, first of all, let me just tell you about the name of our church. Agape is a Hebrew word, which means the God kind of love.
I got it.
Yeah. And so when the Lord spoke to Joyce and I to plant the church, we never took one over. We planted the church, and or you could use the word pioneer, the church, and he gave us that name. And he says, "I want you to share my love with my people."
That's great.
And so that's what we do. But a lot of great things happening. First of all, Joyce and I, my wife, just celebrated 45 years of marriage.
Congratulations.
So,
Happy
Praise
anniversary.
God. Whew. We've made it.
The first 45 is the toughest.
All right.
But I just tell people all the time she deserves the Congressional Medal of Honor, a Purple Heart, and she's truly a rock, and I love her so much. Very grateful for her.
Right.
And but just a lot of great things happening. I want to get back to what you were talking about the elderly. My grandparents raised me until I was 7. And so I've always been brought up to honor the gray hair, what I call the platinum group.
Right.
And when you read in God's word, he says, "I bestow honor with honor." So I've learned this through watching people. When I honor right, I can draw right, or I can receive right. So when the Lord spoke to Joyce and I to plant this church, the first thing I asked for, I want gray-haired men. I want men who have been through the battles of life and who are still standing today, and give you honor for them
Survivors.
standing.
Right.
And so, God has done that. And, I'm a pastor who has a pastor. I'm a pastor who has 5 spiritual fathers, and I draw from them. And I've never been a lone ranger, and just very, very grateful for what God's doing. But exciting news tomorrow. We have our Rapid Fire Men's Conference. And
I was looking at your shirt there. I see 3 bullets on it.
Yeah, absolutely. Rapid fire. And we're expecting about 250, 300 men. And
Wow.
we call it Rapid Fire. The Lord gave me that name because I have 6 preachers who get 30 minutes apiece. And if they're not finished at their 30-minute mark, the other guy just gets up and takes the mic from them. And so, the doors open up at 8 tomorrow with a free breakfast catered in by Golden Corral.
Wonderful.
Of course. And then we have the conference starts at 9. We have a time of worship, and then we go right into the message. Our theme this year is called Off Grid, and what it means to be off grid. I always tell people there's 3 kinds of Christians that I know. There are settlers, museum keepers, and pioneers. Settlers, they just settle in. They receive the Lord, but they don't care really about growing much in him, so they're settled right where they're at.
They're complacent.
They're complacent.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have museum keepers, and all they do is dust off the memories of the past. Don't you remember when? And they still live in the past. And then you have pioneers. I would consider Rayford Brown Radio a pioneer in what you guys are doing, because you're blazing a trail. And
I think we're relics.
no, only in
Relics are not bad.
no, but that's only in your mind. Mm-hmm. You guys are taking ground in our region, and I tune in every morning.
He does. Every morning he says, "Good morning."
Incoming.
I do.
We
He
appreciate that.
does.
Absolutely. And, so my heart, one of the things that the Lord spoke to me was when I finally said yes to the call that was on my life, which I fought for a while because I was in law enforcement and I loved what
That's
I was
right.
doing.
What did you do? Where?
I was here in Onslow County, left here, went to Wallace at Wallace Police Department, then came back to Onslow County. And
Which sheriff's office?
so,
Sheriff's office.
yes, yeah, Sheriff Ed Brown.
Mm-hmm.
And in that transition from Wallace back to Onslow, God started dealing with Joyce and I about planting the church, and which I was not happy about because that was not in my plan. But I learned real quickly you don't win that argument with the Lord. And so here we are today, and we celebrate our 20-year anniversary. August 20th will be 20 years that we've been an established church, and just very, very grateful. Very, very, I'm a thankful man.
First, were you any kin to Gene Jarman?
Gene and I go back like 3rd or 4th cousins.
Okay.
Yeah.
And agape, the first time I had any experience with it, I was young, and I was covering a story in Wilmington area, somewhere down there.
Sure.
And it had a puppet show that the agape church put on. It was so interesting. It was reaching the kids, and it was like more adults were paying attention to it than the kids were paying attention to it. It was like they all sat down, and it was not one of those big production things that Hollywood would do or anything like that. It was just a nice, you could see all the hands and stuff.
Sure, of course.
It was there, but people knew. There was a message delivered.
Amen.
And everybody was looking. Everybody was paying attention.
Sure.
It was funny. It's just funny to watch people like that.
So, we have a lot of great things going on in our community. I'm also the first vice chair of the Republican Party.
I'm sorry.
I'm not.
Good luck.
But we have, I love our leadership, our chairwoman, Laura Deptola, which you know well.
Yeah. My friend, what do I call her?
Fran.
Yeah, I know,
Fran.
Fran. And she
She's
talks.
listening. Hey,
She
Laura.
thought, hey, Laura, she talked to him. Hey, Fran. I can't do it. She can do it.
She can, and she can do it well.
Just like Fran Drescher.
Yeah. But, what I love about our team is, number one, it's a lot of people find it hard to talk about political issues and the church
Right.
all at one time. Well, if you truly read your Bible, you'll find out that the church should be heavily involved.
Well, you got plenty of sinners to deal with, so you should be.
But, I was one.
Who wasn't?
Yeah, we all.
And I just tell people all the time, if God can change me, he can change anybody. I won't go into that right now, but maybe that story for another day. But our leadership in the Republican Party has done some amazing things. Like God gave Laura a dream about taking an olive branch to our party because there were some uproar and some folks, and she did exactly what God told her to do. And we have some great unity now.
That's good.
And so we're taking ground, but also in that, no matter what side of the fence you're on, don't be a hater. I don't hate people. I don't. I believe in policy. There's a difference between personality and policy.
Right.
I believe in policy. I believe in, people ask me all the time, well, I guess you just vote straight Republican. I said, listen, I vote by what the Word of God says. That's what I stand on. That's where my vote comes from. And so I just, tell people, I don't care what race, what color you are, what side of the fence you're on. I don't hate you. I'm not a hater. I love God and I love God's people. And I think if we could just wrap it, because you can see so much hate in the political realm right now.
Yeah.
It's hard.
Which I don't
Amen.
understand.
Yes.
I don't either. It just doesn't make any sense. But, also when you're talking about our young people and the elderly, we live in a society I never thought I would see. And that's a self-deserved entitlement.
Yeah, you're right.
No work ethic.
You're right.
Just give me. Now, here's how that happened. This is a plan straight from I don't care what anybody says. If you can live a life where the government takes care of you,
Yes, absolutely.
and social, two things for it to work.
Mhm.
You have to do away with the middle class.
Weak-minded people.
And you have to do away with the church. So go back to when COVID hit. You couldn't go to church, but you could go to Walmart.
Yeah.
You could
Good
go to
point.
Lowe's, but you couldn't come to church.
I couldn't get my hair cut.
True. Very true.
That was weird.
So
True.
I go stand in line at the grocery store or Walmart, but I couldn't get a haircut.
True.
it was
Good point.
just nuts. But that was a plan to shut the mouth of the church and to start doing away with the middle class. Look at California. California has no middle class anymore.
California has
They
no
have
class
rich-
at all.
I wasn't going to say it, but I was thinking it.
Sorry.
They have rich or poor. That's all they have.
That's right.
They have no more middle class. And so, and again, I'm not a hater, but we have to be aware of our surroundings so we know how to take the Word of God and direct our prayer life, because prayer is the only thing that changes things.
We've got people that are so, whichever side of the aisle, they're over bouncing off of that wall or that wall.
Right.
I don't know. I've talked with them. We've had them in here. I've had them on the streets. I can make no headway with them whatsoever.
Sure.
Reason with them? No. Mathematics, which I love, because the world is based on it.
Right.
Music's based on it. But you could show them in numbers It's like my grandmother used to say, you will lie, you will argue with a signpost. Listen, they don't care. They just are so ingrained in the way they think. I could get through how could you?
Well, the only thing that I know to do is
Bless your heart.
is to pray
Right.
and keep preaching.
Mm-hmm.
Matter of fact, I was called a racist because I'm a Republican.
What?
I was true story. And if anybody knows me, my
Far from being that.
closest,
Mm-hmm.
the brothers in my life, even when I was a thug back in the 70s, my closest friends, my closest brother, they were black or Hispanic. But this is where the hatreds come back in. This is where racisms come back in. And there's one actor that I absolutely love, Morgan Freeman,
Oh, yeah, I
I
do too.
love
who
him.
says, if you want to stop
Right, his
racism,
voice.
stop talking about it.
Right. Good point.
And that's
Just
what
stop talking about it.
Good point. I love him.
I have found in dealing with folks, the most racist individuals are those who are accusing others of being racist.
Sure.
Because they're using they're playing the race card and telling other people that they are racist.
Sure.
That makes no sense.
No, it doesn't.
But they do not see it. That's why I say I can talk with them.
Yeah.
I can reason with them. I can mathematically show them where they're wrong, but I get nowhere.
Well, that's why I don't debate with people.
Yeah, I give up.
Yes.
Because nobody wins a debate. One of our great theologians said this: if I agree with you, then we're both wrong. So I learned not,
Exactly right.
I learned not to debate with people, but just love them. My grandfather lived by quotes, so I live by them. And I have a quote that I'm going to love you right where you're at. I'm going to love you too much to leave you there, but I'm going to love you enough to tell you the truth. But we're in a society today where nobody wants to hear the truth. They want to hear what's, best for them. They can live their best life now. They can live in this fairy tale land and not work in the government take care of them.
They should run for Miss America.
If the church will rise up and be the church, if you go back through biblical history, it was the church who took care of the people. And that's why I'm excited to say that we are partnering with the YMCA at Agape Life Family Church.
Good.
We're going to start doing day camps at our church. That starts Monday. And then we've partnered with another program out of Wilmington that we're going to start doing a food giveaway program that we will, everybody who registers, 18 and under, every child gets 3 meals a day for a solid week.
Wow.
Wow.
They'll come to our church and we'll load that car up for a week's worth. No matter if they got 10 kids, every child gets 3 meals. And so very, very excited. And that's what the church should be doing. We should be working together instead of against each other. And, so this is what I like to
Where
say.
do you get your resources? 3 meals a day for 10 kids or a family is
it's
interesting.
supernatural. There's a group out of Wilmington that came on board and they contacted us and, would you be interested in this? I'm like, yes, come on. So now we're partnering with them and Amy Hobbs out of Wilmington, a fantastic young lady. And so we get our first shipment of food Monday and we'll start passing that out next Thursday. So we're super, super excited. Whatever we can do to reach our people, whatever we can do to touch every child, touch every home, and make life easier for parents, because we have so many single moms raising children. We have babies raising babies, in our society today. So, it's my heart just to share the love of God. And I'm not perfect. You can ask Joyce. She's lived with me for 45 years. But the bottom line for me is what brings us together is the bloodshed of Jesus Christ, period. I don't care what color skin you are. I don't care if you're Democrat, Republican, Independent, Tea Party, whatever party you want to be a part of, Independent. what binds us together is what Jesus did on the cross of Calvary, through the finished work of the cross, through his death, burial, and resurrection. And, Jesus's last words on the earth were, "It is finished." He never said, "I am finished." Mm-hmm. He's still working today. And I'm eternally grateful. And I'm grateful for this friendship. Yes. And I thank you for what you guys bring to our attention.
Well, thank you. We appreciate that. I told Rayford we needed some Jesus. Thank you for coming in. No, but Jim, I wanted to ask you, we have seen such a change in society over the years. And in politics, I blame for part of it because we have leadership in politics that think it's okay to bully, to use very unsavory description of other people. I'm trying to be nice here. And our youth is seeing that and learning that. What do you think is the biggest reason for the lack of respect these days amongst our younger people all the way up to our young adults?
Well, when I started noticing the lack of respect and I was in law enforcement for 17 years.
Yes.
When I started noticing the lack of respect for authority in the home and then authority in the street, then I knew we were going to be battling it was uphill battle, with that. And what changes that is getting into our elementary schools with bringing God back in. When we took God out of church, God out of school, God out of, politics, then our nation began to change. I can remember being in school and we said the Pledge of Allegiance. We prayed. And, today, God forbid, a Christian can't pray in school, but a Muslim can. And I don't hate Muslims. I don't hate them. But they get rights that we no longer get. And we have to go back to Bible principle and instill that back into our families, back into our children. And that's why when God told me to plant the church, I'm like, all right, I'll do it. I know nothing about pastoring it. Right. I know how to, I'm 5'0". I know how to, to do law enforcement. He goes, I want you to raise men. Here's the key. If I can teach a man how to become the king and priest of his home, then that'll change the dynamics of his family. Now, every man knows how to be king. Kingship is easy. What does a king do? He delegates.
Yes.
But a priest, if you read your Bible, a priest is the leader who leads people, their family, into the presence of the Lord. And when you have a home that's united in Christ, then that dynamics of that family changes. I'm living proof of that. My parents were totally insane. So my grandparents took me out of their home until I was 7 years old. When I was 7, my parents started getting their marriage right and started going to a little church. But in 1973, both my parents met Jesus Christ personally at 2 different times. And they received the infilling of the Holy Spirit. That began to change the dynamics of our family. And because then I had a mother who would pray and I had a father who would sow, in other words, who would give. So I tell people all the time that my mother prayed me in, my father sowed me in, and Joyce led me in.
Oh, wow.
That's a true story. So that will change the dynamics.
Right.
And that's why this Rapid Fire Men's Conference is so vital to our region. I've got 3 white guys, 3 black guys, different denominations. There's some Democrats, there's some Republicans. None of that matters. What matters is the bloodshed of Jesus Christ and what we can do to better our region. And I'm telling you right now, this men's conference is going to shake and shape our region.
Who are your speakers? I'm looking at the 6 right here.
Sure. Starting off will be Pastor Anthony Merritt, who has a great church there on Gum Branch Road. Then we have Pastor Dean Perry. He'll He's from Sneeze Ferry, Dean Perry from Sneeze Ferry. It's got a rhyme.
Perry from the ferry.
That's right. And then we have Bishop Will Smith, one of my dear, dear friends, who has a church on Bell Fork Road, followed by Pastor Ron Stribling from Discovery Church right there.
Which church on Bell Fork is that?
It's New Beginnings.
Okay.
New Beginnings, right beside the old Gibson building.
Yep.
The old Gibson.
I know where it
And
is.
then Pastor Ron Stribling from Discovery. Then following him will be Apostle Kenneth Lester, which is my brother. I mean, when I tell you, if you see him, you see me. If you see me, we're bookends. We travel together, and then I'm the closer, and then I close out.
What's going to happen? Give us some nuts and bolts of the event.
Okay, nuts and bolts is, again, our theme is called off-grid, what it means to be an off-grid Christian, which means a pioneer in Christ. And we're going to focus on getting men out of the rut and get them on their gospel strut.
Not with brick and mortar, but
Yeah, with hands, and just building them from the inside out and to uplift and to encourage them. And every man's going to walk away with a free gift. We have the Russell 112 hat with our rapid fire logo on it. We'll have coins giveaway. We have flat screen TVs. We have a fishing charter for 2 fishermen that we're giving away free. That's the boat, captain, rods, reels, and you catch all the fish. Giving away a free pheasant hunt for 2 hunters. That's the guide dog.
this is thinking out of the box. You do realize that, right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. And that's how you're going to
And
catch
she
them.
knows that I preach thinking out of the box.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't want to do something that's never worked.
Mhm.
I want to do something that I know works. We're giving away a bunch of power tools. Men love power. Arr, arr, arr.
Whether they use them or not, you got to have them.
You got to have them. Don't give me a spade and a garden hose.
Can a lady
I
come?
want man stuff.
Can a
Really.
lady come sign up and be eligible for power tools?
No.
A lady
Fishing
can go back
trips.
and help prepare the food. This is a men's conference, but
But
Joyce
I'll
has a
come
women's
back there and
conference
show
coming
you.
up in July.
And
Okay.
I'll go back there
I'll
and
wait for that
show
one.
you how to cook too when we get around.
Oh, here we go.
Who's won the?
Laura, you better come get me. No, it's a wonderful, and I have done a lot of posting on all of this with information. So I hope you have a great turnout.
But we're going to. And
What time will it go to till?
We'll be finished by 1:30. That way the men have the rest of their day to be with their family or
Yeah,
go
very
to work. And
nice.
so it's going to be a powerful time. I just want to say thank you for allowing me to come.
Oh,
You're welcome
anytime
anytime.
you are welcome to come in here.
And if you got something that's got to get out in a hurry, you have access to us.
Mhm.
Thank
Click,
you.
bang, or
Yeah.
telephone.
Right, yeah, you've got my number. All you
I
have to
do.
do is say, I want to be,
I got
I'm
you on
not gonna-
speed dial.
see there? Man, we've got, and just real quick, I want to bring up the fact, didn't you graduate from Jacksonville High School?
Cardinal Nation, baby.
Yeah. Cards, go Cards.
Yeah, Cardinal Nation.
Yeah, see?
You
he's
need to get to the
alumni
ball
too.
games, the football games. We did not miss on even one.
No,
last
we
year.
went to all the away games.
We did them all.
Nice.
We're starting West Carteret this year.
Yeah, we'll have to go over there and whoop them.
That's right. That's right.
We
But
got to show them right
Yeah.
up front.
we love our Cardinals.
We do.
We got our own little cheering section up there.
Tom
That's nice.
Austin, he just said women get a sewing machine and dishwashing stuff.
But men have to teach them how
Tom
to use it.
Austin,
Oh my God.
I'll whip you.
Incoming!
Preacher, would you close your pastor? Would you close your ears for a moment, please, Tom? Tom,
Tom's a great guy.
he is a great guy. He is. Tom and I go way back with a party.
I've sewed a lot of buttons on, not with a sewing machine.
Yes,
I don't
yes.
still don't know how to use one of those blasted demons. They
So
don't want to learn.
day camp starts Monday,
Starts Monday.
and that's through your church,
It's through the YMCA.
YMCA.
Yeah, you contact YMCA,
Contact
register your
them.
child,
Okay,
and there's an age limit. They have all that information.
right.
And then the food giveaway starts Thursday.
Now, do the children that sign up go to your area for the camp, or you come to
they'll-
them?
No, they'll come to our church
Right.
location.
Now they're going to
220
camp out there
Franktown
for a
Road.
week.
They're going to be there all summer.
Really?
Yeah, Monday through Thursday.
Oh.
So it's going to be a powerful time.
Do they spend the night, or it's
No,
just
they
a
don't spend
daily
it,
thing?
No.
Yeah, that's
It's a
what.
day camp.
They don't have barracks.
When you
up
said
there.
camp, I was just like, oh wow. Well, look at that camp they have, the Salvation Army. I still want to go to that one. That's a great week for $200. I'm going. Going. But no, this is great. So what else have you got going for the summer? I know you talked you're in liaison with the YMCA.
Yes.
And what else?
We have Joyce, my wife, has a women's conference coming up July. Let me just make sure I get the dates right.
You could go to that.
Yeah, you can definitely come to that. And the men will be in the back helping out.
Yeah, we'll go back there.
The men are going to be in the back cooking and cleaning.
We'll cook for you.
July 17th, July 17th and 18th.
Okay, July 17th and
Yeah, it'll
18th.
be a Friday night and a Saturday morning.
All right.
And I'll send you some information
Yes.
on that.
Yeah, please.
And it's going to be a powerful time. Then we have VBS the first week of August, then followed by our 20-year anniversary service, which will be August 23rd. And I
Okay.
would like to cordially invite both of you to come be a part of that.
Wonderful.
And
Now that's the anniversary of your church.
Of the church.
Of the
Mhm.
church.
Yeah.
20
Yes.
20 year
20
anniversary.
years. That's wonderful.
Yeah. So
I can't believe you've been doing it that long.
I look good for an old man.
It seems like yesterday you were on the sheriff's department, you were working for the sheriff's
Yes.
office.
He was the heat.
And then,
Okay.
yeah, I remember when he was working for the sheriff's
Would you do?
office.
Would you do line patrol?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Yes,
That's
we
the
have a
fun.
caller for you. I believe this is Joy. Joy.
Is
to
it
the
joy? Is it joy?
Yes, it is. Jesus,
Yes.
others, and yourself. Joy.
Joy
I
to the
got you.
world.
Joy to the world.
Remember, I told you that.
You fill my
Good
heart
morning.
with joy. Good morning.
You've told me a lot, Joy. Some of it I remember.
Good morning, Jim.
Good morning.
Thank you for your morning devotions each morning. I greatly appreciate
Yes.
that.
Thank
Every
you
morning
so
on his
kindly.
Facebook
Thank
page.
you. Thank you.
I was thinking about, you were talking about how things have gone way downhill from when we were growing up. And you were talking about our children and our nation and our people. But, you know, biblically speaking, the Bible says that the devil comes to rob, steal, and destroy.
That's right.
Or rob, destroy, and steal, which he's doing. And so each day, we're battling each day and every day, and it seems apparently that it seems to be getting worse. But our nation was built one nation under God.
That's correct.
And my belief is that God, things happen for reasons that sometimes, like, who would have ever thought you would have been a preacher? I mean, really, come on. You know what I'm saying? People's lives can be changed. People's lives can be changed.
Absolutely.
But
I'm going to
other
have to look at
people,
his background and the way he's talking.
No.
It's not a good background,
And the
brother.
way you're
No.
talking. My God.
oh my, don't look at mine. Or look, hey.
Oh, I already got
We
yours.
know about you,
I've already
Joy.
got yours.
We know about joy.
Well, the thing is that God can change anyone,
That's right.
any person on this earth, but you've got to want to.
That's
you've got
correct.
to want.
That's
you,
the key.
You know, you've got to reach out. God gives us free will, free choice,
That's right.
and you can either choose to come this way or that way. And you're not going to be a gray area. I mean, there are times that I have fallen it's a gray area, even being as a Christian. Just because we're Christians, we're still going to be sinners.
That's
but
correct.
the most wonderful thing is that we had our Savior that died and forgave us of those sins. And being on where we're at in this world, I mean, it is a battlefield, and
It is.
the evil in the world, it seems to be overtaking. So we as Christians have got to come together, as you said, because we are the church.
That's right.
We are put together as the church, and the only way to fight that is to forget, like you said, Democrats, Republicans, the color, creed. I mean, I don't know anybody I hate. I wish I could hate somebody, to be perfectly honest with you.
I can give you a list.
Oh, Raven.
I mean, I've even told some of my family members I wish I could hate. I mean, I don't mean that in an ugly way, but I must be a wimp or something.
No, you're not.
But
I think you're just human, and the key is that, and you're right. You have to want the change, and I know a lot of people who talk change, but they don't have the fruit of change in their life. Change only comes by this. And I'm not trying to be religious or super spiritual.
No, I mean,
the truth is the truth. When you receive Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior, the Bible says, old things are passed away, and behold, all things are now new. Now that also means we're not going to be perfect, because you can look at the life of David, Peter, and Paul. And none of those three guys got it right. But we have...
No, look what God did with all three of them.
So as a Christian, we have grace, which leads us to repentance. Yes. So we're going to miss it. I don't wake up in the morning going, hey, I'm just going to be a big sinner today. No, but I'm going to make a wrong choice at some point. But when I do, I know to stop, drop, and pray.
Yes.
Instead of stop, drop, and roll, stop, drop, and pray. Good point. And keep moving on. And
and people like praying. You're just having a conversation with God, like I'm having a conversation with you guys. And prayer really is just a conversation with Him. That's cool. And it's not like, look, I am a sinner. I have failed. I falter. And I know this. But I have a loving, caring Heavenly Father.
Sure.
That I ask for forgiveness. I mean, I've had temptations in my life, as we all have. But we have that free will.
Yeah, we do.
And we choose.
But I just want to change one thing for you. Yeah. Now, you've received Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you're no longer a sinner. The Bible says you're a saint. So we're not an old sinner saved by grace, because now that I am saved, I'm a saint saved by grace, saved by the blood of Jesus. And who's going to miss it? Who's going to still be frail and fragile from time to time? But because of my relationship with Him, I get restored instantly. Exactly. So we thank you for your call this morning. You are totally awesome. Yes. I don't care what Rachel says about you.
I thank you. I hope that God works in a mighty way at your conference. And
thank you.
You know, I love those two people there in front of you, and I miss that third sidekick. That maybe one day she'll come back, but she's awful busy. But I do thank them for what they present to our community. And
what's there not but love in this room right here?
You can't help but love a can you? Even that one over there in the corner. He can read me if he wanted to, couldn't he?
Huh?
I said he could read me where you couldn't. Nobody can hear me talking, couldn't he? He's got the power over there in that room.
Somebody got to keep you honest. Thank you.
Thank y'all.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
And we have Lord Taylor. You are bad at it. Bad at that.
That was horrible.
That was
horrible.
Good morning. I thought I'd get you started.
So I just wanted to piggyback on what Joy was saying. You know, what's happening in the world right now, what I see is it's all a spiritual battle.
That's correct.
You know, this is all being fought in the heavenly realms. And now with this major election coming up, you know, I have people coming to me saying, oh, Laura, I'm so worried. I'm so worried about this race, and I'm so worried about that race, and what if we lose this, and this is going to happen if we lose, and if, and it's all doomsday. And to be honest with you, maybe 5 or 6 years ago, I probably was saying all the same things, but even in 5 or 6 years, I've grown so much in Christ that it's so easy to say, and I answer them and I say, listen, we know the end of the story.
Yes.
We know who has the victory. So, to be honest with you, here's our plan. We're going to pray over everything we do.
Yes.
We're going to do the work that needs to be done, knock the doors, talk to the people, raise the money, and then we're going to leave it to God, because God has it. He has it. So, when I sit outside with my coffee in the morning and I watch the birds eat, I think to myself, they're not worried about where they're going to get their next meal from. They just know that God's going to provide. And that's what we know. We're going to have faith and we're not going to worry. And we're going to know that no matter what happens, it's all part of God's wonderful plan. And that's the end of the story.
It's a great story.
That's it.
Can't say anything better.
That's all she wrote.
Okay.
So I just encourage people, don't go into anything. It doesn't matter, election, illness, anything, financial hardships. Don't go into it worried and doomsday and upset. You have to pray and have faith that God has it. He has it all under control.
Couldn't have said it better.
Thanks, Pastor.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah, no worries. Have a great day.
All right, you
everyone.
too.
You too.
Have a great weekend.
All right.
Bye-bye.
All right, you too.
There are so many people out there with so much good to say about other folks and others. But the bottom line is, I think exactly what you've said. You can sit there and try to worry about it. Not right. It's like picking an open wound.
Right.
It's just going to get worse and worse and worse by the minute, and then more worse.
How do you spell that?
THAT.
Perfect.
Stop and think about it. THA, because I've got worser on my mind. Worser.
I'm like a magician. All I do is distract you from what you want to do, what you think. You will see what's happening, but you missed what really happened. It's already gone. Jim, I appreciate you coming in, and I love the work that you do. I love the message you've given here this morning. I could just sit back and close my eyes and see things.
Well, thank you. Thank you so
And
kindly.
It feels like I'm just sleeping and seeing things.
Wow.
And that's good.
Well,
That's a good feeling. It gives it's a peaceful feeling.
again, just want to remind everybody our Rapid Fire Men's Conference is tomorrow. Doors open up at 8. Our address is 220 Franktown Road, Richlands, North Carolina. All the men, you're welcome to come. And again, thank you both for allowing me to come and be a part of this amazing program.
You're welcome to come in at any time.
Anytime. Yeah, it was a pleasure having you on here this morning. I'll put all your information out on our social media. Plus, I've already done a new post on our Facebook page.
Thank you.
And I hope you have a great turnout. I think it's wonderful. I think that men getting together to worship is important because they are the leaders of our families.
That's correct.
They will talk amongst themselves.
Yes.
That's correct.
They won't talk in a mixed group.
Right,
You're
right.
right.
And then
We're
we
not
look
comfortable with the other sex. You
We're not.
understand that? Because we're losers.
forward to the women's conference in July. So,
Yeah.
ladies, don't count us out now.
They're just going to go sharpen
We're gonna
their
have our
nails and
time.
knives, right?
Yeah, would you just need to stop with your those remarks?
But they're true.
You need to attend this tomorrow.
He was agreeing with me.
Yeah, women in the kitchen, sharpening knives. We're gonna sharpen some knives.
That's what I mean. See, they're starting to planning it. But it is. Men will get together and they will talk.
Yes,
And
yes.
they can talk. Without fighting. That's the amazing thing.
Yeah,
And
men are
we
much
don't,
better
we don't
at
hold
that
anything
than
in with
women.
other men.
Right.
I mean, that's the funny thing. And then when we leave, we don't leave mad regardless of
Right.
whether we have disagreements or not. We don't leave mad.
Right.
And it's a different way to operate. And I'm trying to stay away from being negative towards women about this. But
Yeah.
women have their, I can't say women have their place either. That's just what don't work out well with it. That's what gets me into trouble.
Well, I just tell ladies this. Remember, God took the choice part of man and made woman. So God prizes you highly.
Joyce said the ladies' conference, the men can come and prepare the food.
I can do that.
Yeah, well, yeah, I'm all for that.
Well, I can do
I
that.
don't want pimento sandwiches now. I want some big stuff.
Oh, I don't do
We'll have
sandwiches.
some good stuff.
I don't do.
Just
I don't.
cooking.
I don't do
Just
sandwiches. I don't like
well,
sandwiches.
I wish you the best
Thank
Saturday.
you.
I hope
Okay.
you have a huge turnout.
Thank
I
you,
think
thank
this
you.
is great.
That is really
It
good for
is.
you.
And
Thank you, sir.
men being able to share with each other, just like women do,
Talk it out.
and
Yeah.
talk it out. And I'd love to see our world start changing as far as people getting along with each other, respecting race, creed, color, age, sex, whatever, and people just being respectful and people loving each other again. I just, is that a lot to ask for?
That is Miss America. You're good
World
to go.
peace.
To world peace.
Thank you,
No,
guys.
thank
Love
you
All
so
right, Chip,
much.
thank you. You be safe.
Thank you.
Thanks for what
coming.
you're doing. Thanks for your prior service as
Thank
well.
you, sir.
Thanks for being a Cardinal.
Yeah, that's ongoing. That's forevermore.
See you at the ball game.
Yeah, we need to get him up there at the ball game. But you'd have to watch your language.
What are you talking about me?
Well, you.
No, I don't
your
use the language.
sister-in-law too.
My sister-in-law, my brother, my sister-in-law, oh, definitely.
Muzzle.
She's very colorful in what she has to say.
Looking toward the weekend here because we're there.
Oh, yeah, we are. Where's my brother?
Out in the big water, out in the blue water, out yonder. It's going to be kind of pretty. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Overall, generally speaking, high pressure is moving in. High pressure coming in, it kind of settles things down.
Keeps
That
it low.
low pressure system it was nice to have the cool weather. I enjoyed that nighttime. Kept the house cooler. That's nice. I enjoy it. But I'm
Right.
kind of glad. Now we're going to have seasonal weather for a while.
Yeah.
It's what they call typical warm season pattern. It's going to be that way through the weekend. Early next week, it may be a little choppy out there, but it's not so choppy that those big old boats from Big Rock Tournament will have any problem with it. Today, out to 60 nautical miles. Northwesterly winds 5 to 10 knots, east 4 to 6 feet. 3 to 4 footers tomorrow with southwesterly winds of 10 to 15. Kicking up a bit on Sunday, 15 to 20, seas 4 to 5. By Monday, the winds will be 15 to 20 again, always from the southwest this week, okay? Diminishing to 10 to 15 in the afternoon, seas 3 to 5 feet on Monday afternoon. It's looking pretty good for the Big Rock Tournament.
I think so
They should have
too. Yeah.
a good time.
Right
out
now,
there.
they're talking about a possibility of some rain coming in Monday evening
Yeah.
into Tuesday, but we're not looking at anything bad.
And the fish still bite. The last
Yes.
hour and 15 minutes, the temperature's gone up by 12 degrees.
Yeah, I was just looking at
12 degrees here and 72 degrees.
Right.
Wow.
Today, sunny with a high near 90, winds out of the west at 5 to 7 miles per hour. Tonight, increasing clouds with a low around 65. Saturday, mostly sunny with a high near 92. Sunday, mostly sunny with a high near 94. And Monday, first day of Big Rock, sunny, partly sunny with a high near 93.
I'm waving
Yes.
my magic wand.
Oh, yeah. Are you trying to tell me something?
No, it's the jet wand.
It's
What
you and that. I want to take one home and try it.
Jet nozzle. There's a box of them
I'm
over
gonna
there.
take
Several.
one home.
Take one home with you.
I'm going to take one home and I'm going to give you a review on it.
Do that.
Review on it.
Try to make it more powerful than the water you got coming out of your existing spigot.
Right. I want to see what it does.
Yeah, me too.
All right. A 2-year investigation into immigrants with fake identity documents.
Oh my.
You've got that story?
Nope.
Led to federal officials detaining 48 workers out of South Carolina, a
Yay.
metal casting business, and 6 people facing state charges, including 2 top managers at the plant. Dozens of officials with the federal and local law enforcement agency raided Bernstein, Von Seeland, Precision Castings, and Abbeville on Wednesday.
Until we get to the top, until we get to the people who are allowing it,
Mm-hmm.
who are profiting from it, until we get to and I've watched it here in Onslow County. I was on a site in Swansboro, a construction site back in maybe 2002, 3.
Right.
I was on that site and I watched it. I was told this crew is here this week. Now, most of them are going to be running home because I have to pay them under the table cash every Friday. They're going to be zipping back down to Mexico. They have another crew that was coming in, staying in the same house. They alternate.
I've heard of
They're
that.
basically hot
happening.
racking. They come to the county and then they work on the same job.
Mhm.
Nobody's name because they all paid in cash. Now, why is that a bad thing? It's a bad thing because they're paid in cash and there's no insurance
No
on them.
records?
If they get hurt, there's no
That's right.
insurance.
That's right.
It's all illegal for the contractor to do this.
Right.
Whoever's employed them, it's illegal. They're not paying taxes. That crap about, they're paying taxes. They're working here and paying taxes. They're not paying income taxes. They take off that and they're still making the same take home pay, quote unquote, but the employer is not having to match those fees that they have to pay otherwise. The stuff that's taken out of your check, the employer has to match some of it. Okay.
Well, these.
So the employer is getting you cheaper
Mhm.
than they can get other people to do
Right.
that same job.
Right.
That's why it costs more for somebody else who's willing to do the job. When you can find somebody, you've got to. That's another bad
Yeah.
thing.
I was it.
They'd rather go to stay on the
year-
unemployment line and go get a check because they can't find a job.
Last year, I hired a company to paint my house because it had not been professionally painted in 25 years.
Yeah, and-
I painted it, but I had professionals come because I needed a lot of things that needed to be replaced, wood and stuff. And I will say that the gentlemen that came out to paint were all, I would say, probably Mexican, and none of them spoke English. And it made me wonder. I'm like, but I got my house painted. I paid. That went on. But this company now.
They have an American speaking supervisor.
Oh, yes. But he
Yes.
didn't come out there.
He didn't come out at all.
Oh, did come out and give me an estimate.
Yeah.
And that was the only time I saw him. But this company that I was talking about in Abbeville, the company officials were indicted by a state grand jury, along with 4 other people accused of making and selling false U.S. and state identifications
Yes, sir.
using information from identity thefts.
Did you know?
Big.
They had a ring, or it may still be. I got to pull it up, but I heard about this before, but now it's come to light. Women, illegals, are coming into this country. They're getting pregnant. They're having babies. And then they're being given money. And then because they've got an American daddy of their baby, it's a way for them to stay here.
Baby daddy.
It's illegal
Right.
to go through this process
Yes.
for that purpose.
Right.
And then but there's an anchor baby, what they call an anchor baby. What do you do now? Do you deport those people? Absolutely, in my personal opinion.
You're going to
Just-
deport that baby? That
just-
baby's a U.S. citizen.
Just because they were born here to an illegal alien and daddy ain't in the picture no more,
Well, daddy was a U.S. citizen, though, wasn't he?
but he was just a U.S. citizen donor.
So you bring up a good point. Who takes care of the baby now?
You and me.
Well, I'm anxious to see how it's going to work out now with Medicaid in the state of North Carolina, because that budget's been cut in half.
Yep.
So there's going to be some people going to have to go back to work.
Okay, keep your eye on the Big Rock this weekend. It's going to be the Lady Angler Tournament. The Kelly Wagner Lady
Yes.
Anglers are going to be out there battling
Yes.
for the big fish. They won't bring in any big fish except dolphin. Dolphin and
Wahoo.
flipper, the biggest flipper that comes in. They get prize money for it,
No, not
and
that
they get to keep the fish and eat it.
Wahoo,
Wahoo! Wahoo!
mahi, which is dolphin,
No,
not the flipper kind.
it's dolphin.
I've always called it dolphin. When I first heard mahi, I was like, what's that?
Yeah, that's
Those
just
are
one of the
dolphin.
foreign terms. They like to speak cool.
I
in
think
other
I got to
places.
go to a restaurant. I like to have some dolphin, please.
You do it in Morehead City, you will get it. They'll know what you're talking about.
Yeah, but doesn't it sound better to say I like the mahi
I
rather than I like the dolphin?
I like the mahi.
I
Yeah.
like the mahi
I
with some
hold-
Cabernet, please.
And then you hold your finger just right when you sipping that little $40 an ounce stuff.
Well, like 3 ounces in a glass, and you're right, $40. I mean, I know some people, if they're still listening, they like to sneak their own wine in anywhere they go.
Oh,
Yeah.
anybody?
She got it down pat.
Anybody I know?
Yes.
I figured as much. We will see you on Monday morning. Have a great weekend.
Right. We're going to have a busy week.
And please don't let us be talking about you on Monday.
Please be
Stay
careful.
out of the waters around the inlets. Do not get in there, regardless of whether they got signs up, whether they got people surfing. Do not get into the water around an inlet ever. It's unpredictable. It will change, and there are strong currents always, except for a couple of times a day during the tidal change, and that only lasts for a minute or two.
That's right.
And the current starts going the opposite direction. I think it's 15 minutes. If you get in, you got 15 minutes for what they call an ebb tide, and
Right.
if you ain't out, son, you're going to be out. Going one way or the other. You will go with
That's
the
right.
current.
And just want to throw out a big happy birthday to my girl,
birthday.
Melinda Lazara. I hope you have a great birthday today.
Who, Debarda?
Melinda
Melinda who?
Lazara.
Lazara. I didn't
Yes.
understand what you said.
Yes.
Happy birthday, Melissa.
Happy Melinda.
That's what I said.
No, you said Melissa.
Same thing. You both start with M-E-L, right?
I thought after all the.
Hey, Linda. We just call her Lindy for short.
Okay, everyone be careful. Have a wonderful weekend. Come
Happy
out
birthday,
to
Melinda.
Military Appreciation
And
Day
Melissa.
tomorrow in Swansboro.
Yeah, that's
Gates
going to be a
open
big
at
deal.
10, close at 3. Food trucks,
I'll
lots
be
of
there.
vendors.
Any
out
lobster
there.
rolls? That's what I would like.
Could be,
I want to see. I
Raver.
want a lobster roll.
Could
I want
be.
a lobster roll. Dang lobster
Anyway,
roll.
come
Okay.
out and see us.
Have a great weekend, y'all. We'll see you Monday. You're live at Local Real Talk, where we're not right, but we're awake and never
Right-
woke.
Write our own rules.
Bye.
Bye.